It's 9 years these days a year. There's only one factor, that is the trust. We built this organization based on the trust. Azpire was a showcase chapter. We showcase Azpire chapter saying that if these group of business people can follow a particular global process, business can happen. So thanks to Azpire for what we are today, a 700 plus member region with 19 chapters. We built a chapter on the foundation of Azpire. Thank you. So today's education topic is on trust. Trust is not built just like that. Just because you had coffee with your friend on a regular basis, or you meet them in their office on a regular basis and talk some political issues or Ukraine war, your trust doesn't happen. Right? Now, how many of you go to gym? Anybody does weight training? Muthu will know. Somebody in the gym, you would have seen those guys with big muscles and big chest. No? That muscle doesn't grow overnight. You work out, you tear the muscle fiber, allow it to repair, again tear by putting more weight. Over a period of time, the muscle fiber becomes thicker and thicker and thicker. Then the muscle becomes bigger. That's how a trust is also grown. It doesn't happen just automatically. We can't take it for granted. You have to build, you have to work for it. Now, there are 4 important factors for building a trust. It's called ABCDE of Trust. A is able. If you have a skill or a knowledge, you use the skill to solve the problem of a client. Ability or skill. I'll give you a perfect example. Few years back, I have a computer problem. Every day, my computer service person, staff will be there in my office. Touchline Ramesh was handling it. One day he calls and says, Biju, my staff is there almost 15 days in your office. I want to know what is your problem. It's almost 6 months, something is wrong. He came on a Sunday. He never works on a Sunday. He took off. He came on a Sunday, sat for the full day in my office. And he found out the problem that it is an antivirus software which is restricting certain softwares and you are unable to work. He went home, did some research, solved the problem for me. He proved his ability, his skill, his problem solver. He could have given some other software and he would have given something else. This is what is expected of you to build trust. Okay, ability. Then, believable. B is believable. Now, trust. People have to believe you. You get certain confidential information when interacting with a client. For example, a lawyer like Muthu or chartered accountant like me, we get a lot of confidential information of our clients which we are not allowed to even share with others. Right? There was an incident in my office itself, like husband has come, recommended by a client. He is newly recommended, filed a returns for him. 6 months later, his wife calls and says, I want my husband's return. I don't know whether I can give or not. The confidentiality. I called the friend. It's very embarrassing how to ask your friend. Your wife is asking return, should I give or not? So this guy is a childhood friend, then he calls his friend and then he says, okay, go give it. So these are small things which you should be very careful while even talking to a co-member. Because if you are an insurance agent or a lawyer, you might get some sensitive information, and when you are talking among your members, you talk about this person, confidential information, the other person is thinking, hey, he will not share you that particular referral because you might go and gossip. Right? Believable. Connected. Now you stay connected with your customers throughout the year. You have a lot of touch points. Be in connection with your client. Be empathetic. Now I can give you a perfect example of lockdown. When the lockdown happened, several of our members had to shut down business because that particular business couldn't happen at all. Even management category and a lot of other categories, they had to close on travel agent people. They had to start a new business and they wanted to change a category. So what did we do? For changing category, it's like a new membership. We never charged them. We said, okay, you do a change in category, it's fine. So we allowed them, we were empathetic. And there are people who didn't have the finance. So what did we do? We tied up with a payment gateway organization where if you pay through the payment gateway, you can convert your membership fee into EMI. So these are the things which we did during the lockdown. And when rest of the India had a low retention, members were leaving, and our retention grew in that 1 year. And the entire No, India was asking him how to do it. So this is we stay in touch and we try to understand what is the problem, understood, and then we try to help it. So this is what it is. Then comes D is dependability. If a client is approaching you, he is depending on you, you have to give a word, then just do it. If you can do it, only then you say, I will do it. For example, if I want my house interiors to be completed by January 1st, and I have to do it in a particular timeline, I have my Graha Parivesham on January 1st, I will rely on Sujata because I know that timeliness. If she says she will do it, I can completely trust her. So similarly, if I have a GST show cause notice for my client and the client is into problem, he might get prosecution notice next, I will immediately approach Kishore only. Because I know I can completely depend on Kishore and my client is in a safe hands. So if you are building such a strong dependability, that is the client can completely depend on you for any problem, then your trust is built. So this happens over a period of time. So my advice to all of you is just work on this ABCD of the trust model and see what happens. Your business is bound to grow leaps and bounds. All the best for Azpire. Let's do business with each other.